Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. In the name of Allah, the most beneficent and the most merciful. Assalamu alaikum students. Once again, welcome back Pakistan International School Type Virtual Learning System. This lecture is for grade second year boys and girls Pakistan studies, and this is your second lecture. We have started chapter 1. Chapter 1, Genesis of the Islamic Republic of Pakistan, and in previous lecture we discussed ideology, meaning of an ideology. Hope you understand the meaning of ideology. I told you it is composed of two Greek words, ideo and logos. It literally means the science of or study of ideas. The ideology of any nation reflects the ideals and aspirations of its people, and religion and cultural shape their thinking, which binds them together. Then I explain ideology of Pakistan. Simply, I told you ideology of Pakistan is basically ideology of Islam. It is based on religion, Islam. Ideology of Pakistan based on the two nation theory, which upholds that Hindus and Muslims are two separate and distinct nations having their own culture, civilization, literature, religion, and way of life. Muslims cannot merge with any other nation. Then we discuss the two nation theory, define components of the Pakistan ideology. We discussed in the previous lecture. Then we discuss the outcomes of the sustained Muslim efforts. And today we will discuss page number 4, large paragraph, proposals for the solution of the constitutional problem. In the previous lecture, we started some of these points we discussed, but again today we will start from point number 1. Proposals for the solution of constitutional problems of India. They were very complex nature. Numerous efforts were made to work out a conciliatory formula which would satisfy the British, the Hindus, and the Muslim at the same time. And now we will discuss. Given here is a brief overview of the proposals made by different groups in this regard. In your book, it is page number 5. Number 1, Minto-Marley reforms or the Government of India Act 1909. It can be asked in MCQs. Lucknow Pact 1916, jointly agreed Congress and Muslim League constitutional proposals. All these points which we will discuss in coming topics, these we will discuss in detail. The Montague-Chelmsford reforms or the Government of India Act 1935, Delhi Muslim Proposals 1927, another conciliatory effort made by the Quaid-e-Azam. The Simon Commission came in India 1928. Nehru Report was published by Hindu leader in 1928. Anti-Muslim Congress stands. The All Parties Muslim Conference 1928 to 1929. Quaid-e-Azam 14 points. These points were the answer of Nehru Report. Minimum Muslim constitutional demands and other efforts by the Quaid-e-Azam to reach a mutually agreed constitutional accord. Roundtable Conference. 3 roundtable conferences were held in London. 1931, 1930, 1931 and 1932. 3 sessions were held in London. An effort made by the British government to hit at a commonly agreed constitutional formula. New constitutional arrangement, the Government of India Act 1935. The Cabinet Mission Plan, they came in India 1946, a sincere British effort toward the solution of the constitutional problem. British Prime Minister's declaration of February 20th, 1947, announcement of the British decision to quit India till June 1948. Then they changed and it was in 14 August 1947. they quit India. Mountbatten, who was Mountbatten? Last Viceroy of India, Lord Mountbatten. Arrival and 3rd June Plan, we called also Division Plan 1947. Final proclamation of the Partition Plan, Indian Independence Act, July 1947, approved by the British Parliament. Now we will discuss evolution of the Muslim League constitutional struggle. When Muslim League was established and where it was established in Dhaka 1906. It can be in MCQs. All these points can be asked in MCQs. Establishment of London branch. Muslim League London branch was established in 1908. Amendment of the objectives, change, a minor change, addition to improve. The objectives demand of self-government under the British umbrella. Quaid-e-Azam joined Muslim League in 1913. Congress League Reconciliation Lucknow Pact 1916. Quaid-e-Azam quits the Home Rule League and the Congress when Quaid-e-Azam quit 1920. Delhi Proposals 1927, another efforts of reconciliation by Quaid-e-Azam. Adoption of resolution embodying 14 points formula rendered by the Quaid-e-Azam in 1929. Allahabad Address 1930. Iqbal's proposals for the Muslim right of self-determination, and he gave the idea of a separate state in 1930. Allama Iqbal gave an idea of the separate state when in 1913 his famous address where it was in Allahabad. Steps taken by the Quaid-e-Azam for the reorganization of the Muslim League in 1935. Muslim League's poor performance in the general elections. 1937 election were held in India in 1937 and Muslim League was totally failed to prove itself separate or the Muslim political party. Mass movement against the Congress organized by the Muslim League take off as a popular movement 1937 to 39. After the failure in election, Muslim League started a mass movement all over the India and organized by the Muslim League. The Muslim League take off as a popular movement 1937 to 1939. Lahore Resolution, 23rd March 1940. Lahore Resolution was passed and the Muslims of India gave the final solution, the Hindus and the British, that the last solution, we wanted a separate country. Direct Action Day. The Muslim League merited with exemplary success in the general election in 1945-46. In 1937, Muslim League poor performance in general election. Then after a mass movement all over the country. Then in 1946, 45 and 46 election, Muslim League proved with exemplary success in the general election. Direct Action Day observed by the Muslim throughout India. The Muslim League demonstrates its street power August 16, 1946. Other important events. Now we will discuss other important events. 1911, annulment of the partition of Bengal. In the previous lecture, I told you in 1905, Bengal was partitioned into two parts. And the Muslims, they were very happy and satisfied after this decision. But the Hindu, they did not accept this decision and they were against this decision. In 1911, in 1905, it was divided, Bengal was divided. In 1911, the British government, they annulled this decision and again the Bengal was one province. 1920, Aligarh College rose to the status of a university. It was Sir Syed desired and wished that, but after the death of Sir Syed in 1920, Aligarh rose to the status of a university, not in Sir Syed's life. 1919, beginning of the Khilafat movement. This was the time period of First World War to avert danger of a dismemberment of the Turkish Empire at the hands of the British and their allies after their victory in the Second World War. During this period, Hindus-Muslim unity reached its apex top. 1924 abolition of the institution of Khilafat by Mustafa Kemal Ataturk, end of the Khilafat movement. 1923 to 24 civil disobedience movement launched. Important MCQs: who launched civil disobedience movement? It was launched by the Gandhi to support the Khilafat case was called off, and with this Hindu Muslim riots took over the entire Indian subcontinent. In 1933, Chaudhry Rahmat Ali proposed the name of Pakistan. Very important MCQs: who proposed the name of Pakistan? Chaudhry Rahmat Ali. And also he established a political party, Pakistan National Movement. This was established by Chaudhry Rahmat Ali. In 1934, extremely disappointed by the despondency of Muslims, the Quaid-e-Azam, who had decided to settle permanently in London in 1935. But after this, Quaid-e-Azam changed his decision and came back in India 1934 on the request of the Muslim leader and especially Allama Iqbal. Request, he came back India in 1934, and when he left India and permanently settled, decided to permanent settle in London in 1935. 1937, the Congress and the allied parties were able to form government in 7 out of 11 Indian. This was the time when election were held, and the Muslim League, I told you, poor performance in general election. Congress was successful in this election, and 7 out of the 11 Indian provinces, these governments set a record of bad governance and especially against the Muslims. This was the worst period of the Muslims of India when Congress established its government. 1937, the Punjab Muslim Student Federation adopted the demand of a separate Muslim homeland as its objective and made it a part of its constitution. This was done on Allama Iqbal advice. October 1939, the Congress ministries resigned on office as a result of the Congress disagreement with the British government. The latter had demanded Indian support in her war enterprise. In 1937, we discussed that the Congress and her allies were able to form the government, and that was the worst period. After 2 years, in 1939, Congress minister resigned office as a result of Congress disagreement with the British government. December 22nd, 1939 to mark the end of the oppressive Congress rule, the Muslim League observed Deliverance Day on Quaid-e-Azam call. They celebrated this day when Congress resigned from their ministries. June 1945, Viceroy Lord Wavell and the Indian leaders failed to reach an agreement on constitutional issues in the Shimla Conference. October 1946, the Muslim League joined the interim government as a political move and was able to sabotage it, destroy it, August or damage it. August 11, 1947, opening session of the first Constituent Assembly of Pakistan was held at Karachi. It can be in MCQs. The first Constituent Assembly of Pakistan, the session of first Constituent Assembly of Pakistan that was held at Karachi, when it was held in 11 August 1947. Underline all these dates and places. August 14, 1947, Lord Mountbatten, I told you the last Viceroy of the British India, transferred power to the Governor General of Pakistan. Who was the first Governor General of Pakistan? Quaid-e-Azam Muhammad Ali Jinnah was the first Governor General of Pakistan, and Lord Mountbatten came, the British Viceroy of the British India, and transfer power to the Governor General, means Quaid-e-Azam Muhammad Ali Jinnah. He came to Karachi to deliver his last address, beginning of a new era in the history of the Indian Muslim after the creation of Pakistan. In the following pages, we shall study in a bit detail certain landmarks, events in the history of our freedom struggle, viewed in the light of brief background given in the preceding lines. It will be easier for us to understand these events in their true perspective. I told you that now we discuss in a simple yearly wise. Now we will discuss in the following pages all these events in detail. First of all, we will discuss the Aligarh movement. Aligarh movement, it was started by Sir Syed Ahmad Khan, and he was the founder of Aligarh movement, and it was started in 1857 after the War of Independence. Aligarh movement, Sir Syed's first and foremost objective was, why Sir Syed started Aligarh movement, to modernize the Muslim following, the Western culture, values, and could create friendly atmosphere for the two communities. He motivated his community to learn the Western philosophy and English literature to get along with the ruling people. Therefore, in order to fulfill this desire, he started the Aligarh movement. Why Sir Syed started Aligarh movement? This was the difficult time for the Muslims, because Muslims ruled in the subcontinent 800 years, and British took all these charge and ruled from the Muslims. So the Muslims, they were not accepting this situation, and at this time Sir Syed came forward, and God sent this person for the Muslims, and he helped the Muslims, and he started Aligarh movement. Aligarh movement by Sir Syed Ahmad Khan. Why he started Sir Syed this movement? To improve Muslim-British relation. I told you, because the Muslims, they were not accepting this situation. To increase political awareness among Muslim, to reform Muslim educational system through introducing Western education to lead to better economical status. Impact: overall improvement in the Muslim educational, social, economical, and political status led to the creation of Pakistan. Now from your book, Aligarh movement, page number 8, background of the Aligarh movement. Why this movement was started? It can be asked in long question, and also it can be in short question. The background of the Aligarh movement. Indian authority was shifted from Muslim to the British hand, I told you. And this was a tough time for the Muslim and the difficult time to accept this situation as a result of the failure of the War of Independence in 1857. This great debacle shocked the entire structure of South Asia's social political life to the depth of its root. This course of events gave birth to a person like Sir Syed Ahmad Khan. I told you. Sir Syed had stood by side by the British during the War of Independence and saved the lives of many English gentlemen and their families. And this had not happened accidentally. He had done all these with full commitment. In the changed circumstances, Sir Syed Ahmad Khan believed it was not a wise policy for the Muslim to adopt antagonistic attitude toward the new ruler of India and incur their anger. Sir Syed advised the Muslim to adopt the policy of conciliation and friendship toward the British, abstain from indulging into politics, acquire modern education, try to secure maximum government services, and be loyal to the British government. Because the Sir Syed observed the situation and the circumstances, and Sir Syed advised the Muslim only and only um, uh, pay your attention where? education, modern education, Western education, abstain from indulging into politics, acquire modern education, and try to secure maximum government service and be loyal to the British government. This was the solution of that time. Sir Syed, conciliatory efforts taken collectively are known as Aligarh movement. A large section of Indian Muslim community appreciated his effort and stood by his side, while a still large part did not see eye to eye with him and opposed him bitterly. Because to them, Sir Sayyid policy would hurt the national and religious pride of the Muslim, notwithstanding the sincerity of purpose, Sir Sayyid Ahmad Khan may have the opponents believe following his policy would mean eternal slavery for the Muslims of India. Sir Sayyid, all these efforts which Sir Sayyid did for the Muslims, we called it Aligarh movement. And some people they were against Sir Sayyid, but after some times he accepted this policy and appreciated Sir Sayyid Ahmad Khan. Objectives, very important short question. What were the objectives of Sir Sayyid Ahmad Khan, or what were the objectives of Aligarh movement? Four main objectives. First, the main objective to bring about conciliation among the Muslims and the British, to remove all the misunderstanding between the British and Muslim. This was the main purpose or objective of Aligarh movement, to remove all the misunderstanding between the Muslims and British after the War of Independence. Number two, to spread education among the Muslim, impart English language and learning, and make the Muslim familiar with the British culture and way of life. Sir Sayyid knew very well that the Muslims they are not good in education, and especially the modern and Western education. So Sir Sayyid advised the Muslim to spread education among the Muslim, impart English language and learning, and made the Muslim familiar with the British and English language. To make the Muslim loyal subjects of the British government, to develop friendly and good neighborly relation between the Muslims and other Indian nations. The other on that time, the other major nation that was Hindu. Also, Sir Sayyid tried and advised Muslim to develop friendly and good relation. Also, British government and the other Indian nations. These were the main objectives of Sir Syed Ahmad Khan or the Aligarh movement. Sir Syed efforts we will discuss in detail in the next lecture. What were the Sir Syed efforts for the Muslims or for the achievement of his objectives? Thank you, students. Hope you understand. Have a nice day.